Back again on the Craftsman King Seeley 12-inch bandsaw. Video number one, we went over the outside and the basic controls and operations of the bandsaw. And as promised, I've taken the cover off, and now we can see to the inside of the bandsaw. What we're looking at here is the upper carriage, and on this shaft here, it takes a pulley like this. These are the old bearings, and I put new bearings in here. These bearings actually, they just tap in very lightly. There's an ID snap ring in between these that keeps them from rubbing up against each other. And then you can see, focus, that thing just that pulley slides onto this shaft and is held in place by a snap ring that fits there. Again, as I said previously, turning this knob raises and lowers this carriage. You can see those shafts that guide the little cradle up and down. And then this one here, as you turn that one in and out, it changes the tip or the angle of that, and that affects how the band tracks, the actual blade itself. All right, now here on the bottom, and this is where I got into trouble, what you're looking at is the shaft end coming into the bandsaw, and it gets the drive pulley, which is this one here. This pulley is a press fit onto this shaft, and it is also held in place with a key. And then you'll notice this screw right here, which is very important to note, which is on the opposite side of the drive pulley. This one's held in place, there's a flat on it, and held in place with a set screw. So when I bought the bandsaw, I used it for a little while and it seemed to be working fine. And then I noticed that the bearings sounded kind of crunchy, and I thought, well, I'll take it apart and put new bearings in it and new tires on the pulleys and just dress it up. Thought, you know, I do motorcycles and cars, how hard can this be? So when you take the cover off, this pulley is still in place like that. And basically, because that thing is press fit on there, I didn't have a puller to get that thing off. I took the snap ring off, and then I tried to get it off, and I left it on, and I thought, well, shoot, I'll just take a hammer and I'll drive this thing through and pound on it. And it was coming through, and basically I didn't see this little screw, which was in behind the pulley. And as you can see, I bent that sucker. I got it out, but I destroyed the bearing in the process. So I thought, well, never fear. I'll just get a new bearing for it, and it needed that anyway, so it didn't hurt my feelings that I ruined that one anyway. Yeah, I'm going to do another video, another short one after this, and I can explain how I recovered from this little disaster of destroying that, what's basically called a water pump bearing. But that's the inside of the bandsaw. Again, that upper cradle or carriage, and then the up and down on the guide, and the back of the blade goes here. It's pretty standard bandsaw stuff. So, and then the wheels. As you can see here, I got this snazzy new wheel tires put on here. The other ones were pretty worn out. So anyway, so it's going back together. I'll get the water pump bearing out, and we'll talk a little bit about what's involved there.